on EA Sports, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
First opened in 2017. Here's a look inside the one-of-a-kind setting for football. That is Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, the home of the Falcons. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football, and you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another, and I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other, they study each other, they work together in the off seasons. A lot of times they're friends, but come game day, there is no question. At the end of this one, yes, they want their teams to win, but when they put their two box scores up next to each other, there's going to be some bragging rights come this offseason.
The punter, Bradley Pinion, will handle kickoff duties, and off we go here in Atlanta. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. And their quarterback is the all-time leading passer for the Raiders, Derek Carr, the veteran.
Ever since Derek Carr came into the league, Mike, he's been historically a very passionate and productive NFL quarterback. He has the arm that can make every throw, but sometimes it's that arm that gets him into trouble. So he's got to find a little balance, a happy medium between aggressiveness and recklessness, because when he's playing well, they have as good a shot to win games as anybody.
Throwing at the start. Here's Carr. This throw right side is caught by Hill.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
Now a second down throw from Carr. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete. Chris Olave, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Back in the day, Mike, you know how they decided who played offense and who played defense? The guys who caught the ball better played offense, and the guys who couldn't play defense. And now, that's obviously not the case anymore. But this is one of those that still gives defensive players a bad rap.
And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
The Saints lining up in punt formation. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. Now fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. The Falcons set to take over here on offense. They'll be led out by the lefty from the University of Washington. It's Michael Penix.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at the young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow down.
It's the first run of the game for Bijan Robinson. He'll manage to get 2, maybe 3 on that carry. Demario Davis there on the play. Second and 7. From the gun, here is Penix. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Timing and trust. critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
On third down, Penix. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
So on fourth down, the Falcons bring on Bradley Pinion to punt. Cedric Wilson back to receive. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Saints offense ready to see the football for the second time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. First carry now for Alvin Kamara. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. That's caught by Hill. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Pass is caught by Olave. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up fourth down.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on fourth down.
A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The Falcons offense ready to take over for their second possession. They had a disappointing quick 3 and out on that opening drive, so they'll try it again here in a scoreless game with 1st and 10. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Here's Penix. There's Kyle Pitts with the grab. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
They'll run with Robinson. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
In order for you to be able to operate out of this 4-3 style defense, Mike, the key is your defensive tackles, their ability to penetrate, their ability to be game wreckers. That's exactly what we saw here, his ability to get back there, make the stop at the line of scrimmage, keep it to no gain.
On 2nd down, here's Penix. He finds Darnell Mooney for the catch. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look, Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. Greg and I back in Atlanta after this. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Play action. It's Penix. That's into the hands of Werner, the tight end. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
They'll try to run for it with Robinson. And he's going to be close to that 1st down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a 1st down.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the 1st down.
On 1st down, right back to Robinson. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. Short throw taken by Pitts. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. This ball carrier just didn't want to go down, and this defense, they had to throw everything they had at him, Mike. He just kept fighting and fighting, but finally when they were able to get him on the ground, they were able to do it for a loss.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll go again with Robinson. He'll carry this one inside the 20, into the red zone. Give him 8 on that carry. Good drive to this point. Now can you convert on 3rd and 3? They're going to go play action with Penix. And the Falcons are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 3. 12 yards on the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Two minutes remain in a scoreless 1st half. Greg and I back to Atlanta in a moment. This has been some kind of march downfield now. Can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. From the gun, it's Penix. That one taken in. Darnell Mooney. Touchdown Falcons.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. Younghoe Koo now for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Falcons will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Williams now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Saints offense ready to take over once again. They'll be hoping to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 our score as this drive begins with a first down. To throw is Carr. That'll be caught. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Carr working out of the gun. To the left side into the hands of Olave. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. Great run after the catch in the open field. A pickup of 24.
It's pretty evident, Mike, when a quarterback and his wide receiver are operating on the exact same page. The anticipation, the timing, the accuracy of both the route and the ball. And when they're working together like this, that's the definition of teach tape.
On first down, Carr. Right back to Olave. He's got it again.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Carr now on 2nd down. This one is caught by Jawan Johnson. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter. So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
Shaheed in motion. 2nd down, Carr. Got it into the hands of Olave. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Carr. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but he got the first down, so it's going to be 1st and goal. They're going to mark it at the 6.
It's really just an extended handoff. Get the ball out wide to your running back in space and make the defense tackle him. That's really all this is. Something small turns into a nice pickup.
They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
Here's another shot from the 6 at 2nd and goal. Back is Carr. And he's in. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, Saints. Blake Groupie comes on for the extra point. His kick is good. The Saints will level things out at 7 apiece. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Ray McLeod on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Falcons offense going to get it one final time in this first half. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Throwing is Penix. Complete. Former first-round pick Drake London with the catch. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Pitts is the man in motion. Throwing now, Penix on 1st down. That's to Pitts, the tight end. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Now Penix to throw on 2nd down. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Now a signal, timeout called. 9 seconds left to play in this first half. First and 10. Again, it's Penix. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Penix gonna throw again. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. McLeod now to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Falcons offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. A low-scoring game, all tied. Third quarter, and a touchdown here could go a long way. See if they can get it on this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. Trying to avoid tacklers there, but the ball is out. The Saints have got it.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage, and I think we had a case of that going here. I love the effort. I love the fight, but it can't come at the expense of the ball. Everything in football is about protecting the ball itself, and in this case, just a little bit too loose with it. They're able to pop it loose, and that's a big turnover.
The Saints offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They'll start in outstanding field position, looking for a way to break our tie. And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. On play action, Penix. Now he'll run. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
They motion the slot man left. He'll try the right side with Robinson. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. Alontae Taylor is there for the stop. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the gun, here is Penix. That one is caught by Mooney. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
On 1st down, it's Penix. He's got his man. It's Mooney. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground. You break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
They'll throw on first down with Penix. To the left side in the hands of London. Here's a toss left side for Robinson. Can he get away? No, he's taken down behind the line. Good job by the defense with a negative play.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
Pitts is the man in motion. On third down, Penix. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
When you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary pressure like this, man, oftentimes there's no answer for it.
Fourth down, and the Falcons turn to Younghoe Koo for the field goal. This from 45 yards away. Koo's kick is good. And the Falcons will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
Job number one on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike. But 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves them out in front.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Williams. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line, and that's where the offense will take over. The Saints offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Carr. This throw right side is caught by Hill. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
First down throw for Carr. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. After that incomplete pass, we have a player shaken up. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Carr. This one intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away, and that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake, and you're not going to get away with it at this level.
Here's Bijan Robinson, and the Falcon offense set for their next drive. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it, and they're going to do that with excellent field position. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. A gain there of 23 yards. It's good for a Falcon 1st down.
There was a lot of questions surrounding this quarterback about whether his style of play from college would transfer to the NFL game. Well, his ability to create with his legs certainly has here today. We see it with his ability to escape pressure out of the pocket, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
Give, and here comes Robinson. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Trying the left side, here's Robinson. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Bijan Robinson, touchdown Atlanta. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
On is Koo for the point after. He's got it. And the Falcons will get out in front 17-7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Williams on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Carr working out of the gun. Shaheed with the catch. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
To the left side, into the hands of Olave.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Now a 2nd down throw from Carr. To the outside, that's caught by Hill. 13 yards on that pass play. 1st down, New Orleans.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the 2nd half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
On 1st and 10, Carr. Open man, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him